Hey! How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another video. I'm Phil T. If you guys like the content that you're seeing right now, please consider subscribing. And then go check my other content. That said, I'm going to talk about Cobra Kai. Now, I've been a fan of the Karate Kid films, right? Love them. I actually didn't start, I don't think I watched the next Karate Kid until after I watched the first two seasons of Cobra Kai on Netflix. And so but I remember hearing about Cobra Kai, and I thought it was gonna be one of those cliche shows that will only last 3 seasons tops. But as I when it went onto Netflix, when I saw the first episode, I was like, okay, I can get behind this. And then my father eventually wants to watch with me, so I do this thing where I first watch it on my own, then watch it with my father, so that way because my father is one of those people. Well, my father's to death, but my father likes to talk through shows, and I'm not one of the person that I don't mind talking through shows exactly. But I also want to watch the content. So, yeah. So I get both roles. I get to see Cobra Kai twice. Once by myself, once with my father. Great father and son time, by the way. And so far, I have to say, Cobra Kai has to be one of the best shows ever. Or best shows that I've seen. So, I feel like each season gets better. I feel potentially if I have to look back, season 2 may be the weakest out of the 4 seasons. But not saying that is a horrible season, because I did enjoy that season. It's just it's so good that I feel like series so good. Each season has their own strengths and weaknesses for sure, but season 2 potentially may be the weakest of the 4 seasons. And that's not me trying to talk shit about it. But yeah, so long story short, season 4 ended I should go back to season 3. The way season 3 ended, there was this it set up for season 4 where Eagle Fang and the group that Daniel LaRusso is the head of. I don't know why I am having a boomer moment right now. Miyagi-Do. There we go. I had to look it up on the internet. I don't know why I forgot that. I'm sorry. But Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang teamed up with each other to essentially drive Cobra Kai out of the valley. And by doing so, they had settled their scores through the All Valley tournament. And so season 4 essentially ended where Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do lost, right? And Daniel, he went, so Daniel essentially has chosen to help him eliminate Cobra Kai, right? Now, I honestly wish, now I was actually hoping that he would talk to Julie Peirce, which is the girl that Mr. Miyagi trained in the next Karate Kid. And I'm very much interested how Chosen, Daniel, and Johnny all team up to thwart or eliminate the Cobra Kai threat. And I'm hoping that we will get a cameo of Julie Peirce. I hope. Because maybe Daniel LaRusso, he is teetering to the dark side, and he needs someone to pull him out of the dark side and back into the light, right? So Julie Peirce, who, as far as we know, was the last student under Mr. Miyagi, could be the best person to snap Daniel out of him going to the dark side, so he can still maintain more honor than Cobra Kai. I think Julie Peirce is an underrated character. And I feel like I'm saying that because I don't really hear her get talked about as much as like the Karate Kid characters does. And that's probably because some of the Karate Kid characters are in the Cobra Kai, the show. And I just think the next Karate Kid is an underrated movie. And I will admit, out of the 4 Karate Kid movies, the next Karate Kid may be the weakest link. Sure. But I still think it was a good movie. I think it deserves more love than it gets. And I I just strongly believe that Julie Peirce, I think the actress name is Hilary Swank. I still think that Julie Peirce deserves some love. Some love. And, like I said, she was a hothead in the next Karate Kid movie, right? And what, 20, or a little bit over 20 years? 30, 40 years, give or take, has passed from the next Karate Kid and present day. So, she definitely grew up since the last time we saw her, right? So, that hothead that we saw in the next Karate Kid from Julie Peirce could have turned to be this wiser person that Daniel is. She could have been, she could have, become a monk or create her own, boutique thing. And maybe she's, going to the valley trying to open shop in her new boutique or something like that. I'm just spitting ideas. Some reason for her to come be at the valley, right? And maybe she sees Daniel. Hears about Daniel. I don't know if they met, Daniel and Julie. It would make sense they met at least once. That once behind Mr. Miyagi's funeral. But, like I said, having Julie Peirce in there as a Mr. Miyagi role for Daniel could be good. It would be really cool. Even if it's for one episode, I'll be happy. Even if in that one episode it's helping Daniel get out of the darkness, kind of like how Miyagi did that for Daniel in the next in Karate Kid Part 3. Because in Karate Kid Part 3, was they also explained in the Cobra Kai show, Daniel did join Cobra Kai. And thankfully, Mr. Miyagi was nice enough to let him, Daniel, come back in. But yeah, I think that having Julie Peirce could be very, very good. And since we had no mention of her in the fourth seasons that we had, her cameo debatedly could be the most surprising, more so surprising than having Allie in the show. As the 2 episodes she was in. Allie, for those of you who doesn't know, She was the love interest to um to Daniel and Johnny in the first Karate Kid movie, which I highly recommend you guys watching Karate Kid, the Karate Kid Part 1, 2, and 3, and the next Karate Kid movie. Don't waste your time with the one with Jackie Chan and Will Smith's son if you haven't done so already, because that movie doesn't connect to the four Karate Kid movies, and that movie isn't as good as the four Karate Kid movies. It's supposed to be a reboot. Not really good reboot. But yeah, my point is ultimately my point is sorry for the awkward pause. But my point is have Julie Swank come back as Julie Peirce and have Julie Peirce be that Mr. Miyagi role to Daniel. Maybe kind of like have a somewhat of a throwback to like when Mr. Miyagi helped Daniel pull out from the darkness that he was in Karate Kid Part 3. There we go. There we go. I can see that happening this season if they bring Hilary Swank back to play Julie Peirce. I would love to see her again. Again, not just try to sound like a broken record, but I do seriously think that Julie Peirce and the next Karate Kid is an underrated movie. I think it deserves much more love than Kids. But what do you guys think about my theory or my want? Are you guys on board with it or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. And love you guys. Thank you so much for those of you who watched me ramble through this video. And I will catch you guys. I will catch you awesome tackler people later. Later, taters. Love you all.